Starting the financial model, whenever you plan to do any modeling, you may be doing it in Excel, or there are nowadays softwares which are available, or you may be doing by pen, paper, pencil. However you want to create a financial model, you always need to start with the end in mind. So with a start with an end in mind, what does it mean? Basically, you need to understand what is your ultimate objective. Are you going to forecast your profit and loss statement? What do you want to know? What is your decision that you really want to take? So you maybe want to take what would be the impact on the price, on the profit when increasing the price of any product. So means you want to know the profitability. So first you will have profitability in mind, and then you will say, okay, you need to work it backwards to see all the impacts that the price will have on the revenue, on the expenses, and then how it's connected with the profitability. So you may have to plan that out in the beginning, so that when you are starting to create a model, it's easier for you to start out and make the relationships. So whenever you are trying to do a financial model, you need to have a clear structure in order to make it easier for you to build a model. So you need to keep an end in your mind, which means figuring out what series of turns you would need to take in order to reach a specific destination. So you profitability. So profit will be revenue minus expenses, means you need to forecast your revenue, you need to understand your expenses. When you are understanding your expenses, means you need to understand how the cost would behave when there is a change in quantity, because whenever you change the prices, the quantity would change, right? How much would it be? What would be the impact of revenue? What would be the impact on on the profitability, on the expenses, and then resulting it, what would be the impact on the overall profitability? So you have your existing relationship, you will have your change relationship. So is now you have a clear idea. You need to have a current revenue, expenses, and profit. You need to have revenue, expense, and profit after you have changed the decisions, and then you would know the variances. So that's very simple. Now you can start to create the model to forecast the revenue and forecast the expenses. Then how your model is going to answer the fundamental questions about your business. So basically the fundamental questions about your business in our example is, how would the price change impact the profitability? So your model need to answer all the questions. How would my revenue change? How would my cost behave? What would be the change in my profitability? And then why are you making the model? This model is for yourself, or this model is for somebody else? How often you are going to use this model? So these are all the questions that you should be clear in your mind, and whatever answers you need from this model, you need to list it down, all of them, so that it's easier for you to create the model whenever and answer those questions very specifically. If you don't have this, then you may be skipping certain steps, right? Or you may be combining the information into the model, which means you may not be able to get the answer immediately, even though you have done it correctly, right? So you may have to understand what are the questions that you want to answer. So this is what is the meaning of starting the model with an end in your mind. So we will be learning this in our practice when we are going into the Excel, and we will be doing some exercises. We will be creating certain models so that you can get an easier idea of how we do the financial modeling.